Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hijira Lukman from BSBA HRM 2D and I am the group presenter of Group 4. So in this lesson, we will be discussing the dangers of technology. So the rapid advancement of technology often comes with unintended consequences that pose significant risk to society. Yet there is a prevailing belief that innovation will inherently solve critical issues such as environmental collapse, poverty, and disease. So this optimism leads to a lack of critical examination regarding the safety and utility of new technologies, no, fostering a mindset that overlooks potential dangers in favor of the perceived benefits. So the reliance on technology solution has created environment where the celebration of unproven innovations overshadow the evaluation of their real-world impacts. So while technology has historically enhanced human capabilities, no, allowing for greater creativity, comfort, and convenience, so there is a growing concern that modern advancements may dilute authentic cultural expression in favor of commercial interests. So as we navigate this complex landscape, no, it is essential for us, for progressive thinkers, to recognize both positive and negative impacts of technology. So a framework is needed to assess existing and emerging technologies critically and to be vigilant about how they can be exploited by corporate and government entities for control, ensuring the potential benefits genuinely outweigh the associated risk. So the dangers of technology has four according to our source. So number one, it weakens our resilience. Number two, it fuels hyperconsumption. Number three, it accelerates environmental ruins, resource depletion, and resource wars. Number four, it carries some seriously scary risk. Number five, it offends diminishes rather than enriches our quality of life. Number six, it erodes our privacy. Number seven, it deepens our inequality. So number one, it weakens our resilience. So the increasing reliance on technology has led to a significant weakening of community reliance now. So reliance is defined by the collective knowledge and skills that enable a community to meet its basic needs and support its most vulnerable members. So, however, these modern societies often lack a fundamental understanding of the biological and artificial systems that sustain them, fostering a false sense of pride in technological advancement while neglecting essential skills and knowledge. So, itong dependence na ito is complex, no? Such as clean water and electricity means that many individuals cannot even envision how to survive without these conveniences, illustrating a profound disconnect from the natural world and the resource that support human life. So, as technological proficiency grows, our understanding of ecological principles diminishes, creating a dangerous illusion of immunity from nature's laws. So this hubris leads to a passive acceptance of technological solution at the expense of personal responsibility and communal engagement. So while technology can enhance community connections and facilitate the sharing of knowledge, such as learning practical skills like gardening or food preservation, it also promotes a culture of hyper-individualism. So ang hyper-individualism, ito yung people may rely on technology rather than each other for care and support. So this dynamic can erode the social fabric, making individuals more vulnerable and less adaptable to challenges. So ultimately, underscoring the need for a balanced approach that values both technological advancement and the cultivation of essential life skills within communities. So number two, it fuels hyperconsumption. So technology significantly contributes to hyperconsumption, no, driven by the ability to produce goods more cheaply and efficiently than ever before. So the proliferation of machines and fossil fuels has led to a vast array of inexpensive products flooding the market, encouraging consumers to purchase without much thought. So this consumption is not limited to physical goods only, no. Even our online activities consume substantial energy, as the infrastructure supporting the internet relies on massive data servers that requires significant electricity. So, according to the philosopher Louis Mumford, no, he highlighted that every technological innovation tends to create a multitude of products, and in a capitalist system, no, this leads to an insatiable demand for new items, reinforcing a cycle of consumption that is hard to break. So as technology continues to dominate our lives, it increasingly distances us from the natural world, shifting our focus from the joys of nature to human-made distractions. So sinasabi dito na while nature offers us genuine moments of joy and peace, many opt for artificial pleasures like video games or consumer goods, leading to a sense of emptiness. So this longing for material comforts become vicious cycle where the more we consume, the less fulfilled we feel, no, so prompting us to seek out even more distractions. Consequently, this addiction to consumption not only detracts from our connection to the natural environment, but also diminishes our relationship with one another, leaving us isolated and craving authentic experiences that technology cannot provide. So number three, it accelerates environmental ruin. So resource depletion and resource wars dito, no. So technology's relentless drive for efficiency and convenience has accelerated environmental ruin, depletion, and the potential for resource wars. So the hyperconsumption fueled by technological advances has led to a rapid increase in greenhouse gas emissions, polluting our air and water and driving us towards a sixth mass extinctions, no. So renewable resources like fossil fuels and rare earth materials are being depleted at an alarming rate, while renewable resources like forests and fisheries are being exploited beyond their capacity to regenerate. So, no, despite knowing how to minimize our reliance on these resources, societal inertia, corruption, and a sense of hubris keeps us on a path of unsustainable consumption. So, these global conflicts that arise from scarcity, whether for water, oil, or food, are a stark reminder of the consequences of this unsustainable lifestyle. While environmental issues are increasingly urgent, no, so they often fail to rise to the top of public priorities as people are focused on immediate concerns and tend to be disconnected from the natural world. So this disconnect is a symptom of the technotopian delusion, no? So dito, we believe that technology can solve all our problems even as we degrade the very environment that sustains us. So this dangerous belief that we are separate from natural uh, dangerous belief that we are separate from nature must be shattered to address the urgent environmental challenges we face. So, number four, it carries some seriously scary risk. No, so these risks associated with technological advancement are often underestimated, as evidenced by historical mistakes and the failure to adequately test numerous consumer products. For instance, no, a crash of a Mars probe due to simple measurement errors underscore that scientists, despite their expertise, are not infallible, no. So many widely used substances, including pesticides and plastics, have been approved without thorough health and safety evaluations, no, leading to a potentially dangerous consequences. So this widespread adoption of cell phones and Wi-Fi. So despite evidence linking them to DNA damage and increase in brain cancer, uh, exemplify society complacency in the face of lurking dangers. So this pattern of overlooking risk is reminiscent of the tobacco industry's long history of suppressing harmful evidence, highlighting the naivety in trusting the self-serving assurances of powerful industries. So, uh, the threats posed by technology are starkly illustrated by the ongoing crisis that Fukushima, no, so where the removal of damaged nuclear fuel rods present a significant risk of catastrophic radiation release. So this precarious operation, which has never been performed before, hinges on human error and the assumption that all contingencies have been considered. So this situation reflects a broader trends where technological fixes for previous problems often create new unforeseen dangers. No, for instance, genetically engineered crops designed to resist herbicides have led to the emergence of super weeds, prompting even stronger chemical solutions where the push for fossil fuels extraction through methods like hydrofracking rises hydrofracking raises serious environmental concerns. So the reliance on increasingly risky technological solution reveals a troubling pattern of neglecting the long-term consequences of our innovations, raising critical questions about the sustainability of our technological trajectory. So number five, it offends diminishes rather than enriches our quality of life. No, so despite the belief that technology liberates us from tedious tasks and enhances our well-being, it often diminishes the quality of our lives instead. So many workers, such as those on assembly lines, face grueling conditions that contradict the notion of technological liberation. So while the frustration of interacting with automated customer service highlights the disconnect that technology can create. So the rise in depression, anxiety, and the erosion of social connections suggest that our ancient human needs are not being met by modern conveniences. So instead of enriching our lives, many technological activities numb us and detract from life-affirming experiences, leaving us feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from our sense of purpose. So the shift not towards reliance on machines has led to a loss of essential life skills and community bonds, especially in parenting and knowledge transmission, no. So, nawawalan na tayo ng connection sa isa't isa. Historically, parents have shared vital skills and wisdom necessary for survival and thriving, such as food sourcing, shelter building, and crafting. However, as technology takes over these roles, current generation may lack the depth of knowledge and connection that come from these traditional practices. So this shift not only impacts individual families but also erodes the cultural richness and traditions that have been passed on through generations. So leaving parents feeling inadequate in their ability to teach meaningful life skills beyond the superficialities of modern technology. So, number six, it erodes our privacy. No, so the erosion of privacy in the digital age is a significant concern. Yet it appeared that many Americans, particularly under 60, are largely indifferent to the implication. So the revelation from Edward Snowden highlighted the extent to which government and corporate entities are able to mine personal data, no, so often in exchange for the free products and services we use online. So, binibigay natin yung ating mga personal data, no, para sa mga free products, and very very risky ang situation na ito. So this unspoken bargain allows companies to gather extensive information about our lives, which can be exploited for marketing purposes or shared with government agencies, raising serious questions about individual privacy and consent. So, very harmful and very risky ang pagbibigay ng ating data. So, while the loss of privacy may not have immediate life-threatening consequences, so it creates a conducive environment for potential government overreach and totalitarian practices. So historically, oppressive regimes have relied on technology to monitor and control population, and modern advancement only enhances these capabilities. As corporations track our behaviors and preferences to deliver personalized advertisements, we risk becoming increasingly commodified and manipulated consumers, further diminishing our autonomy and privacy in the process. So this trend underscores the urgent need for our critical examination on how our personal information is collected and used, as well as the broader implication for society. So number seven, it deepens inequality. So the rise of robotics and software in US manufacturing has led to a dramatic increase in worker productivity, reportedly over eightfold since 1947. So however, these productivity gains have not translated into higher wages or improved working conditions for the majority of workers. Instead, the benefits have primarily accrued to corporation, executive, and shareholders, exacerbating wealth inequality. As the top 1% now owns a significant portion of global wealth, these trends highlight a systemic issue in capitalism, where technological advances disproportionately favor those at the top rather than the workforce that drives productivity. So even in alternative economic systems, no, such as democratic socialist model, the environmental consequences of increased productivity remain unchanged, leading to more consumption and pollution. So this emergence of new economic elites from the technocratic sector often overlooks the complexities of poverty and structural inequality, as many as the tech industry focus on disruption without considering the negative impacts and those who are affected by these changes. So this lack of attention to social responsibility and the consequences of technological advancement perpetuates existing disparities and raises critical questions about the role of technology in society and its capacity to address or exacerbate inequality. So again, that is the 7 dangers of technology. Again, my name is Hijira Lukman. So this will be the end of the report. Thank you for listening.